Tennessee Titans quarterback Will Levis was back in Week 10 and had his best performance of the year. But that doesn't mean that it was perfect. I'll show you what I saw on tape on today's film breakdown from Tic Tac Titans. Titans fans, welcome into another film breakdown from Tic Tac Titans, your home for Tennessee Titans X's and O's. I'm your host, Tyler Rowland, 25 years as a Tennessee Titans fanatic, and I'm a certified film junkie who's worked for Sports Illustrated, USA Today, and been the host of the #1 Tennessee Titans podcast, Locked On Titans, for 6 seasons. In today's film breakdown, we are going to look at the return of Will Levis, who had his best game of the season. We saw some incredible throws. We saw some really good, clean operation on some easy stuff from Will Levis. We saw a little bit of a factor in the run game as well, but we also saw a lot of problems, especially holding the ball and taking sacks. I'm going to go through all the good, all the bad, and all the ugly on today's film breakdown. Before we dive in, do want to remind you to get subscribed, stay subscribed for year-round free Tennessee Titans film content. Throw a thumbs up on the video if you like what you're seeing. Throw a tighten up down in the chat. This is a long one, folks. Make sure to strap in. As I always tell you, let's step into the film room. We are going to start with the good plays that Will Levis had, and obviously no better place to start than the touchdown pass to Calvin Ridley early in the game. This is a great read by Will Levis and a great throw to match it. So what the Chargers are going to do is they're going to come out in a single high safety look right here. You're thinking cover 3, you're thinking cover 1, but what they're actually going to do is they're going to turn this into inverted cover 2. You're going to have this safety go back into a deep half. You're going to have this defensive back go back into a deep half, and this safety back deep, the free safety's actually going to work into the middle of the field and be an intermediate defender. You're going to have intermediate here, and then, of course, you have your two flat defenders in cover 2 that are going to be the outside cornerbacks right here. So what the Titans are going to do is they're going to work a play-action concept where Will Levis is going to do a play-action fake to Tony Pollard. And then the route combination here is you're going to have a sit-down route right here by Nick Westbrook-Akine where he's going to fake like he's going outside, but then just sit it down. And then you're going to have a backside post to Calvin Ridley. And Will Levis does a great job with his eyes here, holding the backside safety from where he really wants to go. So he comes out, and immediately what he does is he's looking over here. So you can see that he is pointed over here. And what he wants to do here is he wants to hold this deep safety down so that he can't get over here and help on this backside post to Calvin Ridley. So Will Levis using his eyes to manipulate the safety, hold the defenders where he wants them. He does a pump fake right there, which immediately makes the safety lose his balance because he wants to come up on the curl route. That's open. But Will Levis knows, hey, I got one of the fastest wide receivers in the NFL on a backside post with leverage. Levis does a good job of then changing his feet and getting the ball out and hit Calvin Ridley perfectly in stride for a touchdown. This is excellent stuff from Will Levis, and this is the kind of arm talent that, you know, Mason Rudolph just doesn't possess. This isn't something that Mason Rudolph is going to be able to do consistently, so this is why it's so exciting to have Will Levis back out on the field. Again, look, you can see the eyes there. He's holding the safety right here, keeping that backside free, one-on-one for Calvin Ridley. Pump fake, reset, launch. Bam. Touchdown Titans. One of the things I love most about Will Levis's performance in this game is it wasn't just the big arm shown and the throws that were obviously there. He threw with anticipation a couple of times in this game over the middle of the field, and that's something very encouraging here. He's going to zing in a quick slant to Nick Westbrook-Akine over the middle, and again, he displays good anticipation with this throw. So what you're going to have here from the Chargers is what I like to call a split field coverage. Some might call it a cover 6. I think it might be a little more complex than just a traditional cover 6, but it's really split field. So split the field down the middle, and then on this backside here to the passing weakness, this is the passing strength. You have 3 wide receivers over here. You only have 2 receiving options over here. So to the strength of the defense, and again, I like having that break down the middle of the field so you understand how they're playing this. On this side, put the break down the middle again. On this side, you're going to have hook defender. You're going to have a flat defender, and then they're basically going to be playing quarters coverage on this side of the field. So quarter here, quarter here. On the other side of the field, you're going to have cover 2. So you're going to have a deep half right here. You're going to have a hook curl defender right here. And then you're going to have, you could call it a flat, you could call it a curl flat right here. All right. So what the Titans are going to do in this scenario is they're going to run a 2-man concept to the bottom. Okay. And what they're going to do is they're going to have NWI run, you could call it a deep slant, I guess, if you wanted. But what Will Levis wants to do is he wants to throw this ball right past this linebacker right when NWI is coming in. And this has to be a perfect throw because it's got to be around the linebacker and it's got to be in front of this deep safety. And you have to throw this with anticipation or the deep safety is going to get there. And that is exactly what Will Levis does. So again, he gets over to this side of the field. Linebacker has eyes in this way. NWI is cutting inside. And look, the safety is already ready to barrel down here. So to throw this football, you can't wait until NWI is right in here to throw this, or the safety's going to be on him. You have to anticipate where NWI is going to be after he gets past the linebacker. And look at that. Ball's right there. Good physical catch by NWI as well. Really, really nice play. Nice throw by Will Levis on 2nd and 10 to get a first down. And what I also want to point out is look at the pressure in Will Levis's face there. Bud Dupree beats Leroy Watson inside. He's on his back foot. Pressure from both the right guard and the right tackle in his face. And makes a beautifully accurate throw. First down here, first play of the second half. Will Levis is going to zing in a play action curl route to Calvin Ridley. Excellent arm strength, good velocity, and way to get it on your best route runner right away. So what the Chargers are going to do on defense here is they're going to show a 2 high safety look. So you have deep safety here, you have deep safety here. But what's actually going to happen is they're going to have this guy come back into the middle of the field as the deep middle. They're going to have this safety roll forward and be an intermediate defender right here. You got your curl flats right here, and then your outside boundary corners are, doing deep thirds as well. So basically in this coverage, as long as Calvin Ridley clears this second line of defenders, it's one-on-one with this cornerback. So I love that Will Levis is looking for Calvin Ridley in these situations. He's going to hit the little play action fake to Tony Pollard, and then what you're going to see is Calvin Ridley on a sit-down route right here, and NWI is on a sit-down route about 5 yards shorter than Calvin Ridley. And again, understanding where I'm at in the defense, getting it to Calvin Ridley as he's coming out of his break. Look, Levis is throwing it right now, and Calvin Ridley hasn't even turned around to him yet. So Calvin Ridley does a good job of coming back to the ball. Really strong throw, and look, this is from a clean pocket, but these are the type of passes that have to be hits every single time because you have time, you have an open receiver. Like, this needs to be a hit every single time. So Will Levis does a great job here of taking what's available. Look, a lot of playing quarterback is just not messing up the easy stuff. Great protection right there. Good throw, and again, Calvin Ridley coming back to the ball. It's good stuff. So here's another throw where Will Levis is throwing with anticipation in a tight window and doing it perfectly with great accuracy. So he hits this to NWI on the quick slant. And this is very similar to when we talked about the split field coverage earlier. But for me, this is the difference between it being a true split field coverage and a traditional cover 6. So this is going to be a traditional cover 6 look. You're going to have quarter right here, quarter right here. You're going to have a curl flat defender right here, intermediate defender right here. You're going to have deep half right here. So these are quarter guys up top. This is the deep half guy at the bottom. You're going to have another intermediate defender right here as well. And then this player is going to kind of cover anything right here. NWI is coming on a slant, okay? He's going to get inside the cornerback and then go towards the linebacker right here. And Will Levis throwing this with anticipation right here. He gets rid of the ball before NWI is even past the linebacker. This is excellent stuff. NWI gets inside. Look, he's cutting in. Look where the ball is thrown right now. He is throwing the ball right now, and NWI is still a yard or two behind the linebacker. And this football is going to go perfectly right here, right by the ear hole of the linebacker. Whoa. 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 That is an incredible throw right there. Anticipation. That's not something that Will Levis necessarily does at a very high level, in my opinion. That's something that he can stand to get better at, a lot better at, is not just seeing an open man and throwing it to him, but understand where a player is going to be open based on the coverage that you're seeing. Look at that, the pressure on him too. I mean, look at that. John Ojukwu gets beat, pressure in his face. I mean, whoa, ladies and gentlemen. What a throw. I mean, and this is the kind of thing where the more he sees coverages, the more he reps certain route concepts against certain coverage looks, the more he's going to understand, okay, this is where this ball has to be. Okay? What a throw and what a catch by NWI. We saw some throws with anticipation, but at the end of the day, Will Levis just has elite arm velocity in his throws. And watch how he just zips a frozen rope into Bryce Oliver, the undrafted free agent wide receiver, for his first catch of his career. Another too high safety look from the Chargers. Again, they do a lot of similar things to the Titans in terms of their disguised looks and putting two back safeties when it's really a single deep safety look. So what they're going to have is this safety is going to come into the intermediate portion of the field. This safety is going to drop back to a deep third. We got a deep third right here, a deep third right here, and then you're going to have intermediate defender right here, intermediate defender right here. So you're going to have three under, and this guy's kind of going to spy the running back right here. But Bryce Oliver runs a skinny post. He's going to get inside the corner and boom, cut inside. And again, this isn't anticipation. This is just, I have the arm and I am zipping this thing in here. And boy, does Will Levis ever. Bam. What a missile, man. What a missile. Take the snap. Make the read on that side of the field. Number 3, Derwin James sits down with Josh Whyle. That's going to open up Bryce Oliver to get right inside this gap right in here. And again, Levis hammers it home. Boom. Missile. Perfect accuracy, too. It's not just getting the ball to the wide receiver. You have to put it in a good spot, and that's exactly what Will Levis does. Will Levis's last throw of the day might have been his best throw of the day. The Chargers show man coverage, and Levis just drops it in the bucket on the slot fade to Calvin Ridley. This is an incredible throw. So again, man coverage across the board. Man, 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 man. You're going to have the deep middle safety right here. And the Titans love this matchup for Calvin Ridley. They're going to run him on the slot fade right here. With his speed in one-on-one situations, it's just hard to beat Calvin Ridley when you're on this island like this. And he's beaten people multiple times on these slot fades. But again, the throw by Will Levis, the touch. This isn't just hammering it home. This is dropping it in the bucket, man. Like, whoo, perfect too. Perfect out in front of Calvin Ridley so that the defender doesn't even have anything to say about it. They have no opportunity to make a play on this ball because of where Will Levis puts this. It's hard not to get excited when you see throws like this. It's really impressive. Boom. Wow. I do want to show some of these plays that aren't magnificent throws or anything, but just really clean operation from Will Levis. Right here, you're going to see this safety, intermediate guy right here, deep safety here. And this is just a two-man concept where Josh Whyle is going to come in and sit down, and Calvin Ridley is going to come in and sit down, and Levis just reads it quick and gets the ball out of his hand. These are just clean plays that the Titans need in their offense. Go upfield, Calvin Ridley. Go upfield. Again, on this one, nothing particularly special. You're going to get a play-action bootleg by Will Levis, and then Chigakonkwo is going to fake a block and then get out to the flat. Again, these are just clean operational things from Will Levis. Like to see him hit his layups. Get out on the boot, dump it off, big gain of 10, 12, almost 15. Easy and clean. I really like this one because Will Levis recognizes the linebacker in real time and waits. Look how he pump fakes right here because number 0 is waiting right here. He pumps it, waits for Tyjae Spears to clear that defender, and then hits him on the Texas route. Good, clean pickup on first down, pick up some yards, get the drive going. Really love that from Will Levis. Again, these aren't spectacular plays, but wait for him to clear, hit the easy Texas route, get a good gain. This is the very next play, and again, I like this quickness from Will Levis. This is what you got to do. His initial read on the right side of the field isn't there, so he just goes through the progressions, gets the check down, and look, you check down twice, but in two plays, you picked up 10 yards because you just did an easy check down. And again, these are after all the sacks happened, so Will Levis definitely got talked to on the sideline like, hey man, you got to get rid of the ball. He's working a two-man concept over here. I think it's like a curl and then an out. And then you got Tyjae Spears who just comes out here on the check down. And again, you can see Will Levis go through his progressions. Looking over there. Do I have Chigakonkwo? No. Do I have Calvin Ridley? No. Okay, I'm going to flip around. I'm going to get this to my check down. And you never know what can happen if you hit the check down. You never know who makes a man miss, who breaks a tackle, who gets to the sideline and picks up 6. That's good football. I also love the way that Will Levis ran the football in this game, and not just that he ran the football, but some of these designed runs. I think Will Levis wants to run the football. He's a guy who wants to play with physicality, and I think these sort of designed run plays not only help the offense, but it also gets Will Levis in the right mind state. He's a football player at the end of the day, and he wants to use some of this stuff. So what the Titans do here is they bring Tony Pollard in jet motion and fake a jet sweep. And then what they do is they block down with most of the offensive line. J.C. Latham blocked down. Peter Skoronski blocked down. And then they're going to bring 2 pullers from the backside to get in here and lead Will Levis. Okay? See, they got the right tackle. Block down, block down, block down from the center to the left tackle. And then we're going to have a kick out. We're going to have a lead blocker through. And it's just a little bit of fake jet sweep, quarterback counter. Excellent stuff. Boom. Good run. Would love to see Levis slide a little bit. But hey, he's a physical guy. He wants to play with physicality. And if this is what it takes to get the best out of him, then it's what you're going to have to go with. And I mean, a guy like Josh Allen uses this kind of stuff. A guy like Kyler Murray uses this kind of stuff. Levis isn't that kind of athlete and mobility guy. But again, like, this is what he's comfortable doing. So block down from Brunskill. Skoronski blocked down from Latham. A kick out from Josh Wiley right here on Joey Bosa. And look at that. That's a huge hole right there. A huge hole. With a blocker right here, a blocker coming through. So much space right here. The Titans have to use some more of this in their offense. Now get down right there. Just get down instead of taking that last shot, Will. It's 3rd down and 2 here. So short yardage situation, just like what we saw before. And the Titans use Will Levis's mobility with a designed quarterback sweep. You got 2 pullers out in front of him, some down blocks as well. And the Titans are able to get a first down on that. I love this kind of play design for Will Levis. So what they do is they bring Tyjae Spears in motion back this way, and it's going to shift the second level defenders for the Chargers just a little bit. We get the motion. Look at the slide. The momentum's going this way as the ball is snapped. Okay, that's huge. And then we got a down block right here, a down block right here, a reach block right here by Dylan Radins. And then you're going to have 2 pullers in Peter Skoronski and Daniel Brunskill, guard center, getting out in front of Will Levis on the sweep. Brunskill does a really good job there of helping Chigakonkwo, who has a tough matchup in Joey Bosa. But Brunskill's going to see that and wall him off. Again, this is short yardage. You just got to make sure that Levis has enough room. And then look at Brunskill get to the second level defender as well. Skoronski makes a block, and Levis has enough to pick up a first down. Love it from this angle as well. Get a really clean look at the blocking. Good reach block by Radins. Latham handles business. Chigakonkwo struggles a little, but Daniel Brunskill, very comfortable with him starting at center the rest of the year. So this isn't a designed run from Will Levis, but I like how he uses his legs here. He's looking to the right-hand side. Nobody's open against the split field coverage. He runs for a first down and slides down. Like, this is exactly what Will Levis is able to do, and he's going to have to do this if he wants to have a successful career. So again, split field coverage from the Chargers. You're going to have cover 2 on this side, right here, and then the deep half. Here you're going to have deep quarter, curl flat defender, and then the intermediate hook defender. So Will Levis is working a 2-man combination to the other side of the field. You're going to have Josh Whyle on a sit-down route. You're going to have Calvin Ridley on an out route. And neither of them are open, okay? Neither of them are open. Will Levis climbs the pocket, and this time he has a good timer in his head. This is something he struggled with throughout the game. What he would do is he took 2 hitches right there. Back of the drop, 1, 2, and now I'm leaving. Okay? On a couple of those sacks that we're going to look at later, he had 3 hitches forward, and that's just 1 too many. All right, it's open. I'm going to run upfield. I'm going to get past the sticks right here, and then I'm sliding down and protecting myself. First down, let's keep the drive going. Another play here late in the game. It's not a spectacular play, but the Chargers are in 2 high man, and Will Levis sees it, knows he doesn't have anything, and finds a way to pick up first down yardage and get out of there on time. So this is man coverage across the board. Man, 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 and man. 2 deep safeties. Deep half. Cover 2 man. All right. Levis looks. Things are a little wonky. Ridley gets pressed. Wiley is a little late breaking out of his route. There's pressure in the backfield, and Levis just makes a decision. I'm going. It's 3rd down. Pick up enough and slide down. A little questionable. Should there have been a flag there? And in real time, it didn't look too terrible. But, you may pick up a flag in some of those situations. So, again, really good recognition here by Levis. It's not open. I don't have much time. Latham kind of gets driven back there. Haven't seen that a lot this year. Settles himself, but still, time to get out. It's 3rd down. Pick up the first down. Slide and protect myself. All right, folks. Well, now we got to look at some of the stuff that drives me absolutely insane at the end of the day. This is the first sack of the game here. Now, before we go through all 7 sacks, I do want to show you just 2 really bad throws from Will Levis that didn't make a ton of sense to me. He didn't have a lot of inaccurate passes in this game. A lot of it was just holding the ball too long, but this is a bad throw. I mean, it wouldn't have mattered because Leroy Watson gets called for a penalty here. But if we're just evaluating Will Levis, this is a quick out route and one-on-one coverage to NWI, and this is just a very bad throw. Like, let's pretend that the flag didn't happen. This would still be a field goal for the Titans because that ball is way too far outside for NWI. Throw it. Got to be more accurate than that. This is another one like that. This is the fade route to Josh Whyle. And you may hate this play call. You got a 6'6" tight end with good jumping ball skills against a cornerback. I don't mind the matchup, but you got to give Josh Whyle a better ball than this. Like, this ball is all the way outside. There's no chance that Josh Whyle is going to be able to get this thing. You got to give him a better shot than this. I mean, it lands all the way out here. Like, you got to give Whyle a shot. The play may not be a great play call. I know some people don't like the play call, but there is no play call that's going to work if you're going to make that bad of a throw on it. But these are the only 2 bad throws that I had for Will Levis that were literally him just having poor accuracy. And for how many times he threw the ball in this game, 23 attempts on the day, I believe it was. That's not a bad percentage. So, just need a better ball there, Will. Now let's get into these sacks. This is sack number 1. And to me, this is solely on Will Levis. All right, look, there's pressure early on, so Levis has to get out of the pocket. That's clearly what happens here. You'll see Tony Pollard is supposed to pick up the blitzing linebacker here. The linebacker's coming right here, and Pollard just goes for the legs, and the linebacker jumps over him. I mean, it's just a really good play by the defender. Tony Pollard is a good pass protector for a running back, But, I mean, what are you going to do there? All right? There is nobody open. You know, this defender's right here close enough to Calvin Ridley, in my opinion. Still on Chigakonkwo. This guy's out deep. And Levis is forced to roll out. So, Tyler Boyd is coming open right here on the deep crosser. But let's be real. Will Levis had to leave the pocket because of the pressure from the linebacker who jumped over Tony Pollard. I'm not blaming Will Levis for not hitting Tyler Boyd on that one. But, why point at Chigakonkwo here? Why would you tell Okonkwo to go block this guy when this linebacker is right here and this defensive line is chasing you? Just throw it to Chigakonkwo on the sideline here. It's first down. You're going to pick up, or it's second down and 7. You're going to pick up 3 or 4 and give yourself a third manageable. Just throw this to Chigakonkwo on the sideline. Like he's open. Why are you pointing and telling him to block when there are 2 people who are much more of an immediate problem for you? Now, if you don't want to throw this to Chigakonkwo, if for some reason Will Levis says, no, this cornerback is too close to Chigakonkwo, I'm not throwing that, then you have to throw this out of bounds. You have to. Because not only does this end up being a sack, but Will Levis gets smashed by 2 different guys. To do what? Look at this. You're never picking that up. So if you aren't going to throw it to Chigakonkwo and hammer it to the sideline, you have to throw it out of bounds. This is poor decision-making, not only not to throw it and not to throw it out of bounds, but also to take multiple hits as well. Craziness. That's on Will Levis. All right, this is sack number 2 of the game. Dylan Radins gets beat here to the outside by number 95. I'm not going to blame Will Levis for this, but I still think this is one of those scenarios where Will Levis could help his offensive line. This is another split field coverage from the Chargers. You're going to have deep half right here. You're going to have kind of a curl flat defender right up here. And then you're going to have your intermediate defender right here. For the Titans, you're going to have Nick Westbrook-Akine on a deep out. And then you're going to have Tyler Boyd on kind of a delayed inside slant right here. And Levis is just trying to work this 2-man concept against these 3 defenders over here. And nobody's open, okay? Nobody's open. Look, NWI hasn't gotten to his break. And even when he does, this guy's here, this guy's here. And this defender has inside leverage on the slant by Tyler Boyd. This is not open, okay? It's not. And by this time, if you look, number 95 has beaten Dylan Radins and is coming, okay? So there's nobody open. I don't blame Will Levis for not finding somebody. But he just stands there and doesn't move up and leaves himself to be a sitting duck in the pocket. And I think, this is critical. I'm not blaming Will Levis for not doing this. But in the future, and I think, some of the best quarterbacks in the league would do this, you would tell that it's not open and you need to work forward. Look at this space. Look at right here. If Will Levis takes a step forward, he either buys himself more time to hit the check down to Tajay Spears, or he can use his legs and run. You got to step up in this pocket. The timing in his head has to go a little bit quicker. But again, Dylan Radins gets beat here. I'm not going to say this is Will Levis's fault per se, but I'm also not going to pretend like Will Levis couldn't do better to help himself and his offensive line out here. Boom. It's not open. You hit your back foot and it's not open. And look at this space right now. So 95 is coming from the outside, but look at this space. Levis absolutely could step up in the pocket and either run or hit it out to Tajay Spears on the check down. Like, he absolutely has time to do that. Just waiting too long. Waiting too long. Sack number 3 is like the first sack. This is unacceptable from Will Levis. It's indefensible. It's terrible. Like, what are we doing here? I just, for multiple reasons, what are we doing here? So it's just a play action bootleg. Okay, the Titans need to run these with Will Levis. This is good stuff. Josh Whyle is going to come on a corner route right here, and then Chigakonkwo is going to get into the flat. You got NWI coming across the field as well. This is a classic play action bootleg concept, okay? Look at Josh Whyle. Look at Josh Whyle. Throw this thing out here to the 20 and lead him to it. Lead him to it. Like, this is, why is this not thrown? I really don't understand why Levis doesn't throw this ball. He's got so much room here. Like, you got to make this throw. There's no way that this cornerback is flipping his hips and getting back here, and there's no way that this safety is getting over here before Josh Whyle. Okay? It's simply not happening. So, number one, why isn't this thrown to Josh Whyle? And then number two, right here, throw the ball away. Throw the ball away. You're 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. You have a defender barreling down. You can't beat everybody at the NFL, Will Levis. You're not going to juke out every linebacker. You're not going to make something out of every play. This is hero ball that has to stop. Just throw it out of bounds. Just throw it out of bounds. Instead, Levis takes a hit, loses 2 yards, and puts a sack on his offensive line. Like, that is on Will Levis. Plain and simple, unacceptable. So this sack number 4, is another one where someone just gets individually beat. But I also want to point out, while this one may not be Will Levis's fault, he also has the opportunity to help out his offensive line as well. So, number 1, John Ojukwu at right tackle gets smoked, okay? He gets absolutely smoked. No doubt about it. And this is a deep concept. So you have Calvin Ridley going deep. Tyler Boyd is on a deep in route. NWI goes deep, okay? Nobody's open. All right, at least not as fast as Will Levis is looking to get. So right here, he's taking contact. Now, could he get this out to Chigakonkwo on the check down? Maybe, but really John Ojukwu just gets smoked. And out of all of the sacks, I can't fault Will Levis for this one. He tries to climb in the pocket, and there's just not enough room, okay? Like, you know, some of these sacks are Will Levis's fault. Some of them, maybe he could have helped more. Maybe he can get this check down out, but look at John Ojukwu. Just gets smoked right back into him. If Will Levis climbs the pocket a little bit quicker, maybe he has time, but I'm not going to blame this one on him. Sack number 5, and to me, this one is on Will Levis. So look, it's 3rd and 14. Levis wants to drive the ball down the field, but this is what I'm talking about when I say there's a third step forward, a third hitch forward. You just don't have time for that, okay? So the Titans are going to run a deep concept. Calvin Ridley's going to come and sit down right here about at the sticks. It is 3rd and 14. After all, Chigakonkwo is going to come inside and sit down short, and then NWI is going to run a deep corner route. And it's pretty obvious that Will Levis has decided, I'm throwing the deep corner route here, okay? Because he hits the top of his drop. You get some pressure from the outside. And look, right now, get rid of the ball. Get rid of the ball. Get rid of the ball. He takes three hops forward after the top of his drop. Top, 1, 2, and then a third, and you're sacked. You just don't have time for that. You don't. And look, I know that it's 3rd down and long, and they want to push the ball down the field. I understand that. You're losing. But sometimes you just got to give your guy a shot. Get this ball to Chigakonkwo. Look at this. This defender is going this way. This defender is going this way. This defender is preoccupied. If you get this ball to Chigakonkwo and lead him right here, that's only about 7 yards until a first down. Chigakonkwo one-on-one on this linebacker, he might be able to make a play and get you a first down. You know what gives you 0 chance to get a first down on 3rd and 14? A sack. So, to me, I know that we want to drive the ball down the field. I know that it's 3rd and long. I know that we're losing late in the game. But these are the situations where just give your guy a chance. Give your guy a chance and don't take a sack where you lose yards. Also, I could understand what the Titans do is they slide the whole offensive line this way because they're trying to help the right side of the offensive line. So if you can slide this way, you have the potential to do that. Bring the running back backside with the tight end, and then you double the edge rusher. The problem is against a guy like Joey Bosa, that may not work. He beats Nick Van Nett, goes straight through Tajay Spears. But again, Will Levis has to get rid of the football. Him holding it on for 3 hitches like that, you know, it's hard to block anybody for that long. 1, 2, 3. It's just too long. We just have to decide quicker. Levis has to make a decision quicker. He takes a sack here that should never be a sack. And as a matter of fact, this wasn't even credited a sack against J.C. Latham, even though it was Bud Dupree technically beating J.C. Latham. So Bud Dupree and J.C. Latham are right here. Latham washes him past. Like, Bud Dupree is spinning in circles, okay? Because Latham won. Now, look. No one is open. Tyler Boyd's covered right here. NWI is covered right here. Josh Whyle is maybe right here, but you have this safety barreling down. This defender's coming back over. Calvin Ridley's all the way over on this side of the field, and Levis is supposed to be reading this side of the field. So I'm not going to expect him to get all the way over to Calvin Ridley here. But look, at this moment in time, no one is open, and you need to decide, I have a lane, I have to run. Instead, he continues to shuffle his feet forward, try to continue to hold the ball, try to continue to play hero ball. Nobody's open, and instead of just taking off and running, it's too late. Like, again, this was not credited to J.C. Latham because this isn't J.C. Latham's fault. This is Will Levis's fault. Back foot, hitch, third hitch, you're dead. You can't do that. You got to decide quicker. Look, this is the last sack of the game, and it's 3rd and 1,000,000, okay? It's like 3rd and 20 here, and Levis just shoots up, and again, Bud Dupree, quote-unquote, beats J.C. Latham here, but he doesn't. Latham is right there, and Bud Dupree is just like sitting outside, not even trying to rush. Levis steps way up, hitches forward, trying to launch one, and it's too late. Again, J.C. Latham was not credited with a sack in this game because these sacks are not on the offensive line. This is not J.C. Latham's fault right here. You got to get rid of the ball quicker. You got to have a better timer, a clock in your head. Hitch, back of the foot. 1, 2, 3. You can't. You don't have 3 hitches forward. You don't have that. Every single time in this film that he tried to hitch 3 times forward, it was too late. You don't have that many. Back foot. 1, 2. Tries to take a third and he gets smacked. Like, again, that's not on the offensive line. That's on Will Levis. Get rid of the ball. Titans fans, I hope you guys enjoyed that extended look at Will Levis in Week 10. Again, we saw a lot of really, really good stuff from Will Levis. This was by far his best game of the season. But we also saw some clear problems that Will Levis has to clean up. And I discussed these problems more in depth and looked at some of the statistics and some of the analytics behind Will Levis's struggles with holding the ball too long and taking sacks over on the Locked On Titans podcast. So make sure that you check that out. It pairs up real nice with the film that you're seeing here. Nobody, and I mean nobody, is putting out the comprehensive Tennessee Titans content that I am every single week. So make sure that you get subscribed, stay subscribed to the Tic Tac Titans film channel, to the Locked On Titans podcast. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Thumbs up on the video. Tighten up down in the chat. I am your host, Tyler Rowland, and as I always tell you, tighten up.